Smile. You're on Candy
We're
Camera.
live.
All right, I'm first and I don't have no notes. What am I doing? What are we doing? We didn't tell them to go to YouTube, did we?
There were 58 views.
We got all that wall.
You're on this wall.
It drives me insane. Look, I'm just saying, you just see this whole wall. I'm just like,
Because of what you got to turn it on the angle because of the way your
Oh, no.
camera.
I need to turn. I'm like, it's like.
And you the one got me on the wall.
I know, but that's give us
Just
some room to
move
walk.
the desk over.
There you go. That's good.
Move the desk over. Move the desk over.
It's fine. It's good.
Ooh.
It's all right. Now I got
30
all
years.
this. Peaches, you got to give us the topics. She gonna tell us what the trends is. I can't see them on that page.
It's right here.
I'm gonna have to go, but I can't read that shit.
Okay, Peaches, so you going back to the thing where I said to record.
Mm-hmm.
We're only gonna do an hour, so as we start, if it seems like we're just going too much in something, then give us the keep it moving thing.
So you have
You're gonna
the.
start getting better at telling us to move on, cause we,
We
Whatever
get
your
stuck.
thoughts come
So do I need to pull up the notes or y'all got them?
nah,
Yeah,
I don't
you-
know.
Oh,
You got them?
you-
yeah, I'm pulling them up right now. Down low.
What they right here,
I can't read that. You know, I'm saying I ain't gonna be able to read it.
You can read this right here, cause once you start talking about something to go to the next, that's it. What do you wanna,
Oh,
wanna
that's
read something
fine.
in particular?
No,
Can we
we
turn it
good.
this way? Is that better?
That might be. I'm gonna get it.
You want my glasses?
I'm too pretty. I can't
Yeah, my
see
glasses
shit.
will make you better, baby.
I can't see.
I'm gonna need you to do like I do, have about 30 pair of glasses everywhere you go, in your car, in your purse, your backpack.
I don't even take I don't have mine because I don't want them.
Oh,
We are live right now on YouTube, right?
Yeah, we good.
oh, we is?
Yes!
Oh, you didn't tell me.
Episode,
All right,
it
you
say
know-
26.
Cause it just gotta change.
Oh,
to
it's
27.
wrong. All right.
All right, you gotta hit record on yours.
Ready,
Mhm.
go.
You can bring us in.
Oh, welcome back, everybody. This is episode. City Keisha.
27.
Lord have mercy. Jesus, we're gonna take a
Take
moment
the
of
wheel,
silence.
Jesus.
No, we're gonna take a moment of silence.
Okay.
So
Okay.
27.
All
We're doing great. You even smile.
You said a
Oh,
moment of silence.
I'm smiling.
I don't know the rules. Okay, we're gonna do some recap because this is. the
All
first
right.
time.
So on last week we talked about women are the N word of the world. The song from John Lennon and Yoko Ono
Mhm.
that Bette Miller put up on Twitter and
Right.
saying that women been beat, abused, molested, raped. You know, she gave a whole list of stuff of why women are the N word of the world.
Right.
And I got some feedback. Did you get any? I got some real life feedback.
Mhm.
And a couple of ladies, we were on the beach and I said it and they was like, no, she can't use the N word. And I was like, so I went in to explain it and they was like, damn, women are the
But I
N word.
And I know that you said that there was one comment talking about how we should not.
Lose sight of the message.
Right.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, I just feel like the message is clear, and it didn't need that to give the message. Everything else she said behind it were true statements. So that's just, I'm gonna stick with that.
Well, and I guess what she's saying is because we don't see it, you know, we hadn't thought about it that way. She put it out there for us to realize that and I think it's saying that we are the bottom. You know how we thought we was right here? We found out that we way down here. You know what I'm saying? And
Well,
that's sad.
But that's what I'm saying. Even
And-
more important than that is the fact that we are women and we're African American. So let's just go there.
Yeah, and
You
the
see what I'm
sad.
saying? So it's like you could talk about all of the stuff that's after that, and I still get the same message. Because as a woman, we do feel a lot of those things. So.
Well, and I think in this climate of Dr. Ford and the Me Too movement, that women are finding out that we are less than we thought. We thought we were more than what we were, and we find out that we niggas.
All right. So old Brett Kavanaugh
He
got
was
confirmed.
confirmed.
Really, y'all? This is the best we can do. We're gonna confirm Brett Kavanaugh.
So what's our next plan of action?
Listen, this is the part that I want to keep saying. And I think we talked about this before. Is that number one? This man is on the Supreme Court. The only way he leaves is if he wants to leave or he dies. He gets $190,000 a year for the rest of his life for serving on the Supreme Court, and he will rule over issues that are very important not only to women but to American citizens. So my issue is, I'm trying to understand how, when you confirm someone, you let these old white men make a decision
beer guzzling
for but I'm just saying
party
there was
boys
no
make a
really
decision. Yeah,
there was really no diversity even in that pack.
yeah, that
You know
too.
what I'm saying?
That too.
So I just feel like I'm just at something
Well,
with that. Like,
you've been saying this, and it really disturbs me, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Mhm.
You've been saying, "What can we do? What can we do?" And I'm saying, "We gotta fight back." And the way we fight back is voting. We can't be silent. We can't be complacent. We can't, because, and I know you were saying they're gonna confirm him anyway. They're gonna confirm him anyway. I get that they're gonna confirm him, but I don't have to sit here and close my eyes and watch and say they're gonna do it anyway. We can expose what's out there, and that's why I say
that was the attempt
that's-
of what happened, right? Was she not trying to expose what was going
no,
on?
but I'm saying he was exposed. But I'm saying for people who didn't want the exposure to happen, it was like they're gonna confirm him anyway. So why do anything?
No, I mean,
No, I'm saying in that regard.
Right.
And my next step is we have got to fight. Women, we have got to go to the polls. You want
Right.
to know how to fight? Go to the polls and vote. And let me tell you something about voting. Yes, Brett Kavanaugh got in, but another one of him won't make it if we get the right people in the right spots. If we get more black and brown and female people in there.
just people who give a flip. Let's just start there.
Yeah,
I'm
but I
talking
want
about.
them to be
I get
look
it,
like us.
but and that's fine.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't care
fine.
about the look like us and not look like us. I'm more concerned that that you care, that you actually care.
And what do we find out?
And here's
What
my
do we
thing.
find out that could come from? They do not care.
Right.
They do not.
But here's my thing about it. Like, I did not expect 45 to care, because here's a man who I feel like has no honor or integrity. I mean, I'm just saying this.
You
Okay?
said so earlier. I was
Well,
like, did you think you
Well,
were
because
cricket?
here's my deal.
Yeah,
Here's
I
my
know.
thing with
Go
it.
ahead.
There are so many people who want positions of leadership that take the high road and do and refrain from doing so many things in order to get there. What them two alone are saying is that it don't matter.
We got it.
It don't matter if you can do the job. It don't matter if you have integrity. It don't matter if you have honor. It don't matter what your views are. What matters is if you have a bunch of white men that's over the age of 60 supporting you, because those are the ones who are pushing the envelope here in the U.S. So,
They don't want to lose their power. And this is where I get so offended with women and so offended with black men who don't participate. You giving them your power.
yeah,
You're allowing them to make decisions on behalf of all of us because you won't participate.
right. All right, so let's.
We're going to recap the foolishness of the
At
black
one point,
people.
well, you know what? At one point, every single week,
We had a white
somebody
person calling the
swimming
police.
while black, barbecuing while black. Now we got babysitting while black. And this man got pulled over for babysitting these two kids. The woman followed him to 3 different stores and then called the police on him. Then the police had the kids come out the car, and the kids had to tell them, where they were from and that they were okay and all this kind of stuff. And he was like, listen, I do this for a living. My job is to take care of children. And their mom's an attorney. And you stopping me, and I'm videotaping you and this woman because I think that's the person who you need to be harassing.
Well, and the sad part is, what about the other people when this happened? The mom is an attorney, and she's a school teacher or an accountant, like we're sitting here. See what I'm saying? You see how it, not me, because I'd have beat y'all cheering ass. And then came home with a limp. Oh, Miss Keisha whooped us.
Oh my God.
I don't
Okay.
play it.
October's breast cancer.
But no, let's go. I want to finish one thing about white people calling on black people. Y'all keep losing y'all job. I just want to ask this white woman, what do you do for a living that you had time to follow this man to 3 damn stores? What the hell is wrong with you? After the first store, I would say, oh, them cheering on their own. I'm just like, they find the time and energy to disrespect us.
Right.
Just find it.
Just
You
find
got-
it. You
where
like,
you get
what are we doing?
I'm barbecuing. You come over there You ain't got nothing else to do.
All right, so let's
Go
move on.
ahead.
October is Breast Cancer
sorry.
Awareness Month, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Speaking of that, maybe that's why they're kneeling.
Yeah, that might
Okay, and then Hispanic Heritage Month. When we said kneeling, we just did a 5-minute thing on Facebook about white women kneeling for
be. Me too.
for the Me Too movement. But at first with the breast cancer thing, I know a number of people who have survived and not survived breast cancer. And we have a girlfriend, her mom did not survive it, and we would do the walk with her, and it was always a lot of fun. We put on our tutus and decorated some bras and went out and raised money and walked for the awareness, and there, you know, for the, is it Susan G. Gooden?
Susan G.
Coleman.
Coleman, Susan G. Coleman.
But
Yeah.
and we did the what is it? Relay for Life.
Yeah.
We
Well,
would
Relay
go.
for Life is not breast cancer.
Yeah, it's just cancer.
Yes,
Yeah.
purple. Okay, but we're just talking about
Yeah.
October with it being breast cancer awareness
Yeah,
month.
put
So
me in the right month.
listen,
I
is
lost
that the
that
month you get tested?
Me
You
for
get
breast
tested in
cancer?
October?
No, I don't get
You
tested.
get your mammogram?
No,
When are you doing?
I don't. Why y'all looking at me? Now I gotta tell my personal
Okay.
damn business because you're looking at me like that, Peaches.
Okay,
So let me tell
first she
you.
starts. Wait,
Let
hold
me
on,
go
hold
tell
on,
my
hold on. But you
personal
mentioned that
business.
Peaches is our new executive producer, and
She judging me over there.
She gonna be working on helping us with our programming and getting us out live and doing some of the stuff that we're doing and everything. And we want y'all. We're gonna eventually,
Damn, I
you
did
know,
get tested.
yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what
You
happened.
did get tested
When I
And
was
you lied.
19, I'm gonna tell my story.
All right,
I was
go ahead.
19, I was on birth control. I found a lump in my breast. I had just lost my aunt to breast cancer. So our whole family had that thing that you put in the shower
Yeah.
that show you how to go
Right.
up under your arm and do the rotating.
Right.
So I did that and I found a lump. It was
Mm.
from the birth control pills. So they told me stop taking. But the lump is benign.
Mhm.
But I got a mammogram at 20 something or whatever, and I have to just tell them it's benign. They want to do a biopsy. It's fine. That lump don't bother me. So with that being said, I did not get them for a while because I know what's going on, but I do check myself. Now, last year they made me get a mammogram again, and I hate them. It hurts.
But you know, it can change, right? Like
Yeah,
this
it can
year,
go from
You know, I'm saying that it's been monitored, and and the thing that they told me to check is the texture of it. So if it stay hard, and it's gotten bigger because I gotten bigger. It's like I said, if you get bigger, it's gonna get bigger. But the texture is, if it turns to mushy, then it need to be checked. But if it's still hard like a rock, which it is, that's fine. I know what it is. So and when I go to a gynecologist, I tell them where it is, and they find it, and they feel it, and say it's still the same texture. So and I get that once a year.
Do you wear a bra when you go do your breast exams?
Wear a bra? Yeah, but they make me take it off.
I know to the exam.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
girl, and I'm gonna tell you now, I'm about to not never wear a bra again. I'm about to be Whoopi Goldberg on y'all
Lord
ass.
Jesus. Okay.
No, Whoopi don't wear no bra on
Ever.
TV.
Do you ever see how?
Girl, she had that big
I
old
just thought her
shirt.
titties was sagging.
No, Whoopi titties down here because of no bra. And Whoopi told she ain't wearing one.
Can you tell me why executive producer is back there having a conversation with us on the podcast?
Cause she
Come
can,
in.
cause her
No,
can.
we teasing.
I'm not wearing no
Okay.
bra.
Mm.
Now I know why my great grandma and them didn't want to wear one.
Well, I will
I'm
tell you,
tired.
listen, I was, don't judge me, but I can't remember what I was doing, but I was going through YouTube when Peaches was actually, sectioning off my hair for me to braid it, and there was this young girl on there, and she was talking about 10 hygiene things for women, and she could have been maybe 20, 21, 25 at the most, and she had over like 4 million hits on this YouTube thing, and not just her channel, but on this
But what
episode.
was it?
It was things that as a woman that you need to like know about your girl.
Oh,
Your
your
girl
breasts.
No, your
Oh, your
Your
girl.
cooch,
Let me
yeah.
tell you about people.
And so wait
We
now. But the
go
thing
ahead.
is that the reason why I was, one, she was young, and number two, I was glad 'cause she was being very honest about it and upfront, but in a very nice way. It was, and I just felt like the young girls of the 3 million people who have seen it, it was very informative, very, and she was helping some of them chicks.
A lot,
like,
'cause
for real.
we tell people the wrong advice. When I was in middle school, somebody had told this girl who just started her period that she was not to get in water when she had her period, but she in turn that she was not to take a bath.
Oh, she Smelling
Did she
like
take a shower?
fish.
No. She felt like she,
A whole fish
no,
market.
she don't go wet at all. She was 11. You know how little kids take stuff, and you have to
And she
listen.
probably been playing.
And they
outside
said
or
you,
whatnot.
and it was like, no, baby, you still got to bathe.
Mm.
But she
Well,
didn't know.
And that's the thing. Like, I think a lot of times there are tons of children who learn about sex ed, who learn about their body, who learn about a lot of things from their friends.
And who fault is there? Your dumb ass parents. If you don't put them children in and tell them the truth,
Well, I'm just saying. So she
No,
came
I'm
across
saying
it,
it.
but when
Yeah.
the reason why I'm saying that is because just the same way your mom could be telling you the lies that were told to her.
no,
Feel
but
me?
your mom supposed to know better.
No, well, hold on, because if
I'm
you
saying if
that,
they
I'm
told
gonna-
the lie, then you supposed to
All they
straighten
know
that
is
lie.
what
but
they
no,
told
because
her.
there's a lot of lies that they've been told that they just been followed. I'm not necessarily saying about not bathing with a cycle,
No,
but I'm
I'm
just
just saying
saying.
when you know
Yeah,
better,
there's
you
some-
do better.
But they may not know better. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
right,
There may
that's
be
what-
things that they
That's
have
what
been
I'm
told.
saying. Once they knew it was a lie, they'll tell the truth after that.
Right, but there's a lot of stuff that either the mom didn't know herself, like, but she just kind of broke it down. She was talking about how when you wear, tight jeans, how you need to, like, sometimes go to bed without panties on because you just needed to breathe.
Sometimes, all the
Well,
damn time.
See, but I will tell you this: there are women who, they get so they always want to tighten it up. They want to put
Me and
everything
you
on.
don't, child. But the other thing is how, since we're talking about breast cancer, I know we got off track, but women don't know they don't wear the right bra sizes. I found that out when
a
they
lot of young girls.
and
Because they're
and grown
uncomfortable.
women
Well, but
wearing a
they're-
bra in your titty say, baby, I look at you need to go
But
to
the thing
JC
is
Penney
that
and get that measured.
number one, a lot of times when they started wearing bras, people make them feel so uncomfortable about their boobs that they just grab something and like nobody has ever
Yeah.
taken it and made it seem like
I
you
never
can
had
celebrate
boobs.
it and
I never had
so,
boobs.
I mean, I've
It was
always
so
had
sad.
them,
I
so.
know that's what I was. I never had.
Right.
They were laughing. Who said I had ant bites? It might have been
It
peaches.
might have been peaches. They are like, who did peaches? Okay,
Nick
let's talk
Howard.
about what you know no
Domestic
good, R. Kelly.
violence. We ain't even.
But we didn't we
Oh,
kind of
we-
ran through
Okay,
ran
go
through that.
ahead.
We can circle back. If we
All
got
right,
time.
you want to go first, or you
No,
want me?
go ahead. You got it.
R. Kelly's ex-wife, Andrea Kelly, was on The View last week,
Mhm.
and she decided to come out because she saw that some other people were coming out about how R. Kelly did them, some of the women, and they got a lot of backlash. And she said, I've got to support them because this happened to me. And she's on The View, y'all, and she's telling this story, and she's crying, and it's so disturbing. She said that, and I didn't put this in there, but she said that her family thought she was being funny because she was married to R. Kelly, that she didn't want to talk to them because they couldn't reach her. She thought her family was being funny because she was married to R. Kelly, but guess what he was doing? He was changing her number because he paid the bill. He would change her phone number, her family, and she didn't know her number was changed. And she didn't realize that nobody was contacting her because her man has changed her number. And so one of the family members reached out to the reporters to try to reach the family, to reach the girl that's with R. Kelly, and she realized why they was doing it because the family have no way to contact. He finds a way to shut you off from all your family, and that's an abuser.
Absolutely.
And so what she was saying was she didn't find that out till later. She thought her family was abandoning her because they thought that she was, with R. Kelly, a celebrity, and not realizing that she was being abused. And she couldn't get it told. But one of the other things, another reason why she's been divorced from him for 10 years now, 11 years or whatever it is, she said 9 years. She haven't really spoken out, and people say, why didn't you speak out? Because of her kids. And I'm one of those, when you can't go after that father in a way publicly because your kids still have to deal with it. She said her kids went to school, and when the whole trial was going on by him peeing on the girl, her kids had to endure that. And she was like, so she couldn't speak publicly about what he did to her, and she didn't want to hurt her kids. So that's one reason why she stayed quiet. Because a lot of people, I know you heard it. Why won't she come out? Because I saw her on the show, and I was like, she ain't said nothing about R. Kelly and his trifling self. Yeah, you watched on that show, right?
I think I've said this to a friend of mine. I will call him Shorty, but he actually, made that comment about Miss Ford and was saying, I just question the why now type of deal. And I just honestly can say that it doesn't matter when they say it or don't say it. What matters more importantly is that they do say it, that at some point they can tell their truth. And people don't understand, that's something that is so private and can make you feel just so,
Well, it makes you think you did something wrong, because what I got about Bill Cosby's victims was they went to his house. They went, so I can go to your house. You still don't mean you get to rape me. I can go to your house if you invite me over. Do that mean you get to rape me?
Yeah, but when somebody comes out and they tell their truth, I just want people to be a little more sensitive to the fact that it doesn't matter when it happened or when it didn't happen or whatever. Sometimes it does take women, because, it takes some strength to come out and say that, especially after you watching how these women are being treated. Let's just start there.
And with 45, Did you see what he just did with Brett Kavanaugh? He made a ceremony to publicly say how Brett Kavanaugh was so wonderful and got mistreated. Did not mention Dr. Ford once.
Right. All right, so let's talk about some politics. Washington State Supreme Court is striking down the death penalty, and it will be the 20th state to do so.
They should. I don't believe in capital punishment. I don't, because too many innocent folks get killed. Because we got too many black people.
And it's not that I don't believe in capital punishment. I don't believe in our judicial system. So if the judicial system was better, I think I might have a different view on that.
And I still don't know about taking life. I mean, even if what they did, they gonna die. But I mean, for me, it's I got asked this almost 20 years ago in downtown Montgomery with the news. They were like, "Do you believe in corporal punishment?"
Oh, wow.
And I said, "No, I don't." And they was, because we're in Alabama. Everybody think you supposed to listen. And I told them why. I said, too many black men are on death row and they ain't did nothing. So no, I don't believe
there you go. Well, there's a sheriff putting Nike T-shirts on arrested people and making them wear them for their mugshots in Arkansas. Really, Sheriff?
He should have been. Ain't nobody got time for that. Damn it. Well, I want to thank him for supporting Nike.
Right, because that's
and
all you doing,
is, and guess what? We say thank you for supporting Nike. I mean, the thing that I don't get is when you're so hateful that you actually doing good. You're so hateful that you giving Nike. No wonder Nike, what's Nike, the $1 billion company, since Colin Kaepernick, they have went so far over what they expected to make.
Which is what they were trying to do, and it's a business. So a business needs to act like a business. But I think when you can make a good decision and make some money, that's the American dream for all I care. What about Eric Barber, Parkersburg?
Don't that sound like elitist? Go ahead.
Eric Barber?
Yeah.
He put up on social media posts, get your coat hangers ready. Okay.
Again, I guess for me, and I know City Keisha is more sensitive for this, but and I'm saying you're more sensitive to the fact that people are just ugly. This is just downright nasty. I mean, there's no other way to look at this. This is just, so you telling women instead of having a safe abortion to go get a coat hanger. And I read Twitter, and Twitter told them that he need to get a coat hanger and use it on himself.
Well, and I think more importantly, he was just talking about the fact that if he flips this decision,
Robert
if he flips that, then what's gonna happen is it's gonna be illegal.
No,
and
but that's what he said.
Why women were going to,
but he was saying that that's what you need to do. You need to go get a coat hanger, and it's like, what? No, I saw it as him being nasty, telling women, get your coat hangers ready because abortion is going to be illegal. So.
Okay. All right, so Kanye met with Trump, and let's just be clear, the meeting was on.
I'm sorry, who you say met with Trump?
Wait, hold on. It was on.
What's his name?
Wait, it was on the Musical Modernization Act, and basically it's going to update the royalties and the copyright laws in the music industry. So that's why he met. And
I don't call him that. He has earned Kanye.
Okay, so
Kanye is his name.
Okay.
Kanye is his name.
So he went on, and one of the things that I guess I did not like that he ended up saying was that he was like, that, talking about him not having a dad and not wanting to vote for Hillary, he was just mumble jumbling on about that, and then he went on to talk about how this hat gave him superpowers, and it was just one of those things where it was like, okay, so help me understand. Like, what's your movement? And I said this last week, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Kanye, you have taken your platform and you're being totally irresponsible. You're not being held accountable for your actions or the things that you're saying. And I think that there are too many people who are vulnerable right now because of the state of our country that really needs leaders that's gonna step up and give an opinion that can be supported not only by fact but by support. And when you come out and you just ramble and say things, that's off the limb, you are not being held accountable for the fact that you do have a platform. And it says, to whom much is given, much is expected. And right now, you are a disappointment, not because you have an opinion, but because the opinion that you do have, you are not being held responsible for it. And I think at some point, you're going to have to, just like when you came and told President Bush about that
Black
he
people.
black people, and it's just on and on and on and on and on with you. And I think that I think we probably could have caught Kanye when he got up there and talked about Taylor Swift, right? But then he got mad at President Obama, because President Obama called him, no, he said, he was like, he basically was just saying that it was inappropriate and he shouldn't have done that to Taylor Swift. And so as a result,
it was inappropriate, he shouldn't have done it. He told him the truth.
Well, and so
And
that's what he
crazy
was saying.
people don't like the truth.
He was like, what's wrong with this dude? Like, and it was kind of one of those a muted microphone. He didn't know the microphone was muted, and he was just like, why would he do that? That girl seems like she's a nice girl. Let it go, But everybody was so upset about Beyonce not winning that we kind of rode on that instead of the fact that Kanye was already going to be a loose cannon. And so somebody need to pull this coattails well before now, and they did not.
Well, my bestie friend, Hazel Lee, she posted on Twitter. She liked to write little poems and stuff.
Mhm.
She wrote one for Kanye.
Okay.
Kanye, where you been? To the White House and I'm back again. Kanye, what do there? I skinned and grinned and blew hot air. In other words, you old Uncle Tom shucking and driving
Yeah.
for
just his whole thing. Like he keeps talking about how if he's not scared of racism and he's not in some sunken place.
But
and,
he has
and if
money.
he, I keep saying that he keeps using his platform, in my opinion, in the wrong way. And it's I think that's the biggest
Well,
thing.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I think it is. I think he knows that President Trump has power, and they both have these
Big egos.
super
Such
huge
a huge
egos.
ego.
Yes, it won't fit. It won't fit.
It's
So
too big.
he's latched
Too
on.
high.
He's latched on to this white man that has a big ego, and he's got a big ego.
Right.
But Kanye has admitted to being bipolar. We talked about mental illness.
Right.
He has admitted to coming off the drugs. And I'm like, baby, you need to tell us. We can tell you ain't taking what you need to take. And so it's like you want to really say you need to get help.
And when you think about it, before he became Kanye, he was this musical genius that helped produce a lot of stars, and maybe that's probably
Well, and then
what he should have said.
and he keeps saying genius, and we need to clarify.
He does.
No. I'm saying we need to clarify what you said it correctly. I'm saying some people out there keep calling him a genius. No, it's musically.
Yeah,
Outside
right.
music, you need to sit your ass down. Outside of producing music, please sit down. And you're not even in the same tax bracket as the rest of us, and you live in a different life. So don't tell me to be okay with your president when the rest of us don't even have a living wage.
Well, all right. Well,
Teachers in Florida make the least
come on now, I
amount
don't wanna
of
talk
money.
about that right
But
now.
guess what? Kanye want us to what? Believe that we getting happy.
okay. So we talked really briefly about white women kneeling to the protest.
Me too.
The Me Too movement, and I'm just a little curious about where they're gonna be kneeling and that whole situation and what it's about. Keisha kind of said something about when they played the national anthem, but I just feel like protests usually are you protesting against something and then that comes out, and that's the whole point of a protest. It's not something that's necessarily private as much as it is to get a message across in support of something. And so
Now I kind of get it. I guess when you see a white woman sitting or kneeling at a national anthem, they're doing it for Me Too. And when you see black people, it's because of unarmed black men.
right,
So I guess that's what they're saying.
they say get your own. Like,
No, but you can have their own. You can't. We didn't coin it.
all right, so Pope compares abortion to hiring a hitman. Come on, Pope, what you doing? Like, Oh, so what?
I mean, I'm listening to that, and I think that most people say the Catholic Church is like a mob. So I guess you're talking like a mob, y'all acting like a mob, and it's okay to. I want to know what you call what do you compare priests molesting children? What do you compare that to? No, what do you compare that to? A
I'm trying to-
pediatrician is like a pediatrician taking care of your child? Because you want to be ridiculous. So the priests who molest children are like doctors who have children. If you want to be ridiculous,
Right. So we just made it through Hurricane Michael. It affected, of course, Mexico City and Panama City, which are about 45 minutes to an hour, and
From
far
us,
as is
yeah.
2 hours to the east of us.
and
And
south.
so-
Yeah. You said east. I'm thinking south, below us. It didn't come this far up. I don't know. Am I right? I'm thinking it's south. Panama City is south of us, but you say it's east. All right. Hell, I don't know.
When you get on 98, which way do you go to get to Panama City?
It's
I
east.
thought. Okay, that was I was thinking
'Cause
south.
if you go south, you will be in the water.
Drown.
I'm not a compass. Go ahead.
Then why you speaking loud? Then
No,
shut the
no,
hell
I
up.
was saying myself. I thought south. I mean, you corrected me. Now I know it's east.
Yeah, we can't go too much further south than we are.
Yeah, okay. That's
the
what I was thinking.
Panhandle we
Oh, the
can.
panhandle. Because I was
Now,
like,
in
I'm
Florida,
thinking
you
south.
can go more south.
Yeah.
But on the Panhandle, you can't really.
Now,
get
say in
much.
my head, I'm thinking south of us, but it's east and west.
All right, so all right. So Mexico City and Panama City, who are, I'm just trying to get those folks. They had a lot of destruction, especially Mexico City. Oh my Lord! I mean, like, I couldn't have pulled up to my crib after.
And just
Because
see a
I mean,
foundation.
you know, probably what would really had my my heart palpitating
Yeah.
was the fact that when they were, I know the news is just reporting, but it's almost like one storm that we had, and we went up to Memphis for the storm, and that dang on Jim Cantori, yes, Jim Cantori, was a block off of where my house was,
Mhm.
and the whole time I kept thinking to myself, oh my God, we do not have a home, because there's no way Jim Cantori has been there and we have a house. We came back, few shingles, we were good. But if you saw that, because you know they had those drones and stuff that flew over, and they were showing, I mean, that would just like for real, like have me.
Being in it from this area, I have lived through so many
Right.
hurricanes.
Yeah.
And somebody was asking me what was the worst, and I told them,
Well,
no, for me, I was about 4 hours Hurricane Frederick.
uh,
And we're going to get to this in a subject. It kind of goes to another one of our subjects. My family, we lived in an apartment, and they all used to live at my grandma's house. They all had to come live with us in the apartment for about a week, and it was like 40 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment with 1 bath. But Hurricane Frederick, my mom, I said blew it away, but my mom said it just moved it. The house got moved from another. I was like, but it wasn't where it was supposed to be. So my family was without a home. They home, and it happened to us, but I was 5, so it was the worst one. I just remember everybody on top of each other, because it was the only safe place was in that brick apartment. But yeah, hurricanes are no joke,
no.
and I tell people all the time that I've been through a few where we had to get in the hallway and
Right. But you know, I will say this
Yeah.
though, that being on the west end of it, we saw some rain and some wind, but that is probably the safest when it really comes down to it, because if we had been on the east end of it, it would have just, because you know it's going in a counterclockwise motion, so all of that was tearing up everything. By the time the wind got around to our side, it was yeah.
gone. It didn't have any fighting.
Like I was out dancing in the rain, and I mean I wasn't being disrespectful to the people who were hunkering down, but I was just trying to let our family know that we were okay.
Good, because I think most of my family thought that we were right in the path, and I was like, no, we
they
didn't
kept
even
saying
get
that.
it.
Though.
But it was supposed to go this way. That,
We were supposed to get the eye.
but let me tell you,
And for a while, because they clearly said that, and it ended up shifting to the right and then going to Panama City.
yeah, going east. And so I was in Walmart the next morning, like 6 a.m. Is that this morning? I don't know.
That
I
would
can't
be
remember.
this morning.
This morning. And I was like, so this guy, and I heard the Walmart worker talk. He said, "Man, didn't I tell you it was gonna turn? It was gonna turn." And I was like,
Okay.
well, I had no weather news or nothing.
Yeah. Well, there was
which was
a
blissfully
fire
nice.
festival scam. Oh my God! Now, can you imagine?
FYRE, fire.
Can you imagine if you paid your money? Just make it a girls' trip. Could you imagine a girls from girls' trip going to that fire festival? Oh my God! You show up on this island. that's off the coast of the Bahamas, and they put you in a disaster relief tent and feed you cheese and crackers, and you done spent over $100,000 thinking you about to get these famous chefs and all this type of stuff. So the guy who put this together, his name is Billy McFarland, just got sentenced to 6 years in prison, and he was trying to get the judge to reduce his sentence, saying that he was suffered with bipolar disease, and she was like, "You wasn't bipolar when you was doing all that." So he's ordered to pay him back $2.6 million. Now, Ja Rule was a part of this, and he openly admits they bit off more than they can chew, and that they didn't realize, promoting this was going to be, as big as it was. Because, I mean, you get people that drop out, things that happen you can't obtain for.
Or
if
you
really don't have
scam,
some
or
good-
you a scam. Let's
Well,
tell the truth.
Well,
Now, some people
and I think that's
scam.
what they're trying to say with this dude. But anyway. All right, so we were talking about voting, and in Florida, some of the amendment changes is in the upcoming election. You need to make sure that you know what is on the
Ticket on the ballot.
You gotta know. You gotta know. And here's the reason why you have to know. You have to know what's on the ballot, because a lot of times they will have things that are on there where they'll get you, like with victims' rights, and they'll say, okay, this is what we're voting for, but then they'll have what they call add-ons, and add-ons won't have anything to do with the victims' rights, but if you vote for that, then you're voting for this other stuff. So just make sure that in wherever you're from, if you're from, Chicago, New York, wherever, that you just kind of know, and you got children that are 18 or young, make sure they read those amendments and you know what you're voting for.
My niece just texted me while we were doing the pre-show meeting, saying, "Auntie, I need help with voting." Baby, I got it. Don't you worry. But go to www.progressivefl.org, and it'll tell you what to vote no and yes to, and what they're trying to tag on to. I have a little piece of paper here. I don't want to read this to y'all all night. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. We can't spoon feed y'all. Y'all old enough to go on the website and read this and understand what they're trying to tell you.
Right, and regardless if you're a Democrat or Republican, you still need to know what's going down. Yeah.
So again, we'll put it up on the page, www.progressiveflorida.org.
Okay. All right. Melania Trump, she says that women should really have hard evidence when making sexual allegations. And so apparently she made this comment. Who was she talking to?
The news media. They was talking to her
In
about,
Africa?
yeah,
What's
about
the-
Brett Kavanaugh. They was asking her about
Okay,
Brett
because while
Kavanaugh.
she was in Africa, she had on this white hat, and the hat that she was wearing was
Did you
kind
say
of like
we
a
really don't care?
well, it was a uniform for the people who were oppressing those people at the time.
Oh my God,
And she
this
didn't know
bitch.
that
I'm
the-
sorry.
Apartheid.
That the hat, the apartheid
Yes,
hat
you
that she
did.
was wearing, and she was saying that she feels like she's been bullied, and there are too many people trying to always complain about something that she's doing when she's really trying to do something good, blah 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 blah. But whoever's dressing you is playing dirty tricks on you.
No, they're
Like, you know what I'm saying? And if it's you
No, they're
that's
not.
dressing
She's
yourself,
a genius, Keisha. Listen,
We
the
had
woman
Catherine-
is a damn genius. What you said?
we had
What kind of
Catherine
visa
Partey.
she had? Oh,
We had
okay.
Catherine
Oh,
Partey, but
But I'm
we can't
saying-
talk about it. Yeah, she
she a
apparently.
genius.
There's different type of visas that you can actually get, and the visa that she got was called the Genius visa. And what's crazy about it is that with that visa, it says that as an alien, you have some extraordinary abilities, either in science, art, education, business, or athletic. And it's funny how, like, when you think about art and education, can't necessarily be her. So
Or
maybe it was,
athletic.
and
What
this is
sport she was on?
right, and this is why she got this visa while she was dating Donald Trump. So maybe I'm more than curious to see who put those work together. Maybe his ex-lawyer or somebody in there.
Michael
Yeah. All right, so Georgia Secretary of State blocks 52,000 voter registrations.
50. Yeah, girl.
What?
And when that means if he blocks your voter registration, that means you do not get to vote.
Because the deadline has now passed.
Yeah, I mean you can't register. You got to be a registered voter. Yeah. If he blocked it, you don't get to register.
Because he's running for governor.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm
We're
telling
gonna
you,
table that one and
white
bring
men
it
in
back.
power.
Let's find a little something else about what his little motives are. Maybe we can talk
White
about
men
his
in
little-
power.
Okay. All right. So let's talk a little pop culture. What are we gonna talk about? 50 Cent with his comments towards his baby mama. That dude, no, he is
Oh,
ignorant. He was sitting there on
Oh
social
my
media
God.
talking to a dog and talking about one of his baby mamas and her son, who is their son, who is now 19, 20 years old. He was like, you see why I can't get along with my dad? Like, why would you want to talk about that? I mean, if nothing else, I don't care what beef you having with that mama. Apparently, she wants to do some type of reality show. He don't want her to do the reality show, and he says basically, you signed a contract. I own you. You cannot do this reality
I
show. So you
own-
need to take that fake butt that you got and go and shake that and get you some money because I done told you to get a job. After he done put her out this house that he has sold, after he is taking, I mean, like, because after his son turned a certain age, you know. So
Stop
it's just,
child support. So let me ask y'all this. Are we not feeling the same pain that Dr. Ford felt in the Me Too movement and being a nigga? Because I think he just treated her like a nigga. And she's the mother of his damn child, whether y'all get along or not. And she asked to be on a reality show. She won't be in your pockets. So I don't understand. So you saying you told the mother of your child to go be a stripper instead of do a reality show?
listen, this dude that I read this, that he said that if he saw her get hit by a bus, he would get in his car and run her over again. Then
that's
back
some
it
hatred.
up. Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I know people. I get people all day talking about you don't watch Power. I can't stand it. And
Well,
I've
he's
been
no longer on power.
and the good, and I
He
still.
got killed off.
And he should have been killed off on Neville. But I didn't like him, and the reason I didn't like him is his personal business. And it's like, for me, it just touched me in a way
Maybe he got shot up all
no,
the time. Maybe
the personal
something
business
happened
I
to him.
didn't like about him was him going back and forth with his son on the internet. It was disgusting. He talked about his mom. And I was just like, I love my children, and I go off on my children, but to do something like that with your child on Twitter, what are you? And then you think, and you want us all to think that the parent, the daughter, the mother, and the son are the worst. No, you are showing us that you are the
Yeah,
worst.
I mean, like
Shut up.
You just needed to take the house.
And then he did it with Rick Ross' girlfriend. You know, he put her sex tape out. He did that. And they ordered him to pay $1 million, then he went and filed bankruptcy. He just a nasty ass human being. Because you shouldn't have never did that. And then you got mad. He covered his funds so he wouldn't have to pay her. That's why he filed bankruptcy.
Okay, well, you know what? Every dog has his day, my granddaddy.
You know, I give out jackass of the day.
And-
Can't
and
50
some-
get that
listen,
jackass of the
and
day.
And some people have 2 days.
Mhm.
2 days. Okay. Taylor Swift gets 65,000 people to register to vote in 1 hour after she comes out and shows her political support for Brenneman, who is a Democrat running in Tennessee. Actually, DJ worked for his campaign this summer, and she came out and gave her support, and 65,000 people voted.
I'm so jealous. I'm so pissed because I go out here every day working hard and pushing. I can't even get one of y'all asses to register to vote. I'm pissed, but thank you, Taylor. I'm glad you did it. But I'm like, can I get some people in Florida that register to vote? Come on, people.
Well, let's
It's
see.
too late now.
What's Black alike? And so our culture and us living together
Oh yeah.
to save money sounds like a good idea.
Until you
got a
about kill
house,
each
the
other.
mortgage- What do you mean? I mean, you can have it where everybody had a space, but
No, I'm saying that some people can't get along.
Well,
They
and I'll
can't
tell
even
you
be in the
this.
same zip code,
listen,
and they in families.
one of my bros, he lives in New York and he has a brownstone. And in the brownstone, you come up these stairs and it has like 3 levels, but there's no doors or anything into like an apartment. So it's just like these 3 levels. So, and each one of them have their, the main kitchen is downstairs, but they have the little kitchen areas or whatever. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, I could do that. Like, if the brownstone, say, was like 2 Gs and it was like 3 families and we just split that and, did our thing and split the bills, so you could save a lot of money.
And in our pre-meeting, we was talking about cultures that really plan to live together
Yeah.
always.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about the fact that if you live with your parents and you're under, like black families, we're together trying to make men keep our money together.
Mm-hmm.
But once somebody make it or get a land a good job,
Mm-hmm.
they move out. you know, they
Right.
move out and
Because
what I was
that
saying.
was like the American dream, and
Yeah,
so people
to
would
have
move,
your
move
own.
away, and yeah.
But I was saying most cultures they don't move out; they just get bigger.
Mhm.
They just get bigger rooms, buy more land and
That's
stuff.
true.
But it is a cultural thing, and then it's a class thing.
Yeah.
Because if you say me, all our family live under one roof, people gonna look at you like,
Right. Okay. Would you change your religion to be with somebody?
nah.
I don't think I would. Either. I mean, because there are people who have, what is that like?
I couldn't even date
If
a
you
Trump
did
supporter.
well, if you didn't
So
have a
you-
religion, I guess that would be the same thing. But yeah, being a Christian is good, not just.
No, and you still could be Christian. Like some people want you to be Catholic, and I'm Baptist.
Yeah.
And I'm no.
Well, no, that's not.
You change your. I mean, because it's a different way to worship. You understand what I'm saying? At me being a Baptist, even though you know I'm saying you're Christian, but if I wanted to be a Catholic, I wouldn't want to be a Catholic.
Got it.
I wouldn't want the Pope running me.
Now, would you be with somebody that who gives you what you want or what you need?
It's what I need, but can I get what I want sometimes?
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I just feel like, from my experience and something that happened to me early my 20s when it came down to dating, I've told you guys about this dream, but at any rate, it was just when you think about the things that you actually need in your life, because sometimes the stuff that you want just ain't really good for you. You just want it because you know
Thank
what I'm
God
saying?
he didn't
It's
get
like
what I wanted.
It's like wanting 2 slices of pie.
Thank God he didn't give me what I prayed for.
You know?
Yeah, I did not need that.
Well,
No, but
and
one of the
he said,
things-
I'll supply you with your needs. So maybe the person in your life is what you really need.
Well, but I was gonna say with my boys, like you have to explain to your kids that you need, you know, you can't get what you want. You
Right.
gotta get what you need. I need to keep a roof over your head and food in your belly. I can't just buy you tennis shoes.
Yeah. Would you date a person who may not be at their potential, but you see it?
In my 40s, no.
No, not in your
No,
40s?
no, I'm too
Because I
tired.
feel like I still got some potential left in me, and I would love for it to be that's
No.
what you see.
No. I can't be with no dude that just trying to get his high school diploma at 46.
Oh, dang.
I'm just saying that you know them. I just can't because
Did you
and
see,
I'm not.
did you see Night School? Is that what you're saying that?
No, I haven't watched Night School.
Oh, okay.
No, but I have not watched. No, I'm saying that because I feel like once you get to your 40s, some stuff should have been
But what
established.
if he really is working hard and he got caught up in making that little money, and then wherever he was working, maybe it burned to the ground or something happened to it, and now he's left trying to find a job because he had been doing that for the past 20 years?
I'm just not the woman for you.
Oh, okay.
And it's not being ugly, and I'm not saying that something's wrong with it. It's like when you're in your 20s, I struggle, and I've been in that struggle with my ex-husband. We struggled to make ends meet. I'm just not at the point to be struggling with nobody.
No?
And,
Okay.
and I just don't, I mean, seriously, if you jump on to me and we still struggling,
And
I-
I guess
and you
I
should
don't look
bring-
at it in a negative way. I look
No, I
at it
said
as
you
though,
should make
well, no,
it
you're
better,
saying,
my life better.
right,
not
and you're
worse.
saying struggle, and I guess I look at it as
If
though,
you
like,
ain't making no money,
well, and you said a struggle. I don't see it that way. I think that, you know, sometimes you reinvent yourself, and there's times when you want to do something different, and you have to take a chance. Like, granted, you want to be financially at a place that you can, but if the time is right now for an opportunity may come up that you have to just take the chance and hope that, you know, and have faith that it'll work out, then you just have to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I think about people who do that all the time, where a job downsizes, or they retire from the military, or different things that happen where they have to make those life choices, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna be making the same amount of money, or I'm not quite at my potential. This is like me, because a lot of kids go into the military 18, 19 years old.
I know, but I don't want them. I'm good.
Okay.
And it's not nothing to do with the fact of what they're doing. It's just that I'm at the point in my life where I'm not interested. And I'm not saying because you're married and they change up. I'm saying if I'm going to date you and we're looking to have a future, I'm not interested in nobody who's trying to figure out their life. I need you to already know what you're doing right now. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I'm not there.
There are a number of children
I'm over it. Go ahead. I'm over it.
that are not vaccinated. Right, so,
Yeah.
Peaches, she works in the medical field, so there's a lot of things that are happening right now where kids are getting a whooping cough and mumps and the chicken pox and stuff. Do you think that that's like it? because they won't let you go to school. Like, you can only go to school for so long, so you end up having to be homeschooled if you have not been vaccinated, because it's just not good for other kids. Yeah, it's just not safe.
We did the pros and cons, and we were talking about, and I know when I grew up, they got to the point where vaccinations where there was hardly no more chicken pox, mumps, and measles, and that stuff really did something, you know, to kids, and some kids died from that.
But what could be some of the potential no's? Like, why, you know what I'm saying? Just like they were talking about that flu shot, that strand that they gave us, they expected that to be the one, but it wasn't, and then still 80,000 people got sick and died. So it's one of those things where it's like, I think they have kind of stopped. What is it? What were we talking about? Was it measles? Chicken pox, mumps, you know, rubella, different stuff
Well,
like
and
that.
they said what we find now is they're back on a rise because people have stopped doing the vaccinations.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what's the benefit of that? I mean, to not get vaccinated.
And I would be curious to see for kids who did get vaccinated what happens, because I'm looking at the tons of thousands of kids that I see every day. So I'm going, if you've gone that far to say you don't want your kids to have this, like, show me the proof of the ones that, you know, they had these adverse reactions that caused all these things. Like, I don't think I've ever, and I'm not saying it's not true, but I haven't heard of a kid that has died
It
because they
hasn't been
took.
proven. Yeah,
I mean, because you remember when we used to take our booster shots, I don't know about y'all, but mine was in the butt.
Well, and
They
then
put in that butt muscle, and then my uncles walk up behind you and like hit you so hard in your butt, and you be just so mad because you just had that shot.
And then Jenny McCarthy was talking about, you know, the anti-vaccination. She was saying that it causes autism. And I was saying, and we were talking at the pre-meeting that
What causes autism?
the vaccination shot. That's why people won't give
Because
the
of causing autistic children?
Yes, that's her thing. She got an anti-vaccination that's saying that vaccination. She's tied it to autism, and what we were saying in the meeting earlier was that I think kids were autistic
From the beginning.
and
like,
they
that's
just
not,
never know what to call it.
Right.
And now she's saying
But
it's
here's
because of the vaccination
Okay,
shot.
but what about
because
other kids
more
who
people,
did get it and didn't and are not autistic?
No, but that's not what she said. She said that there's an increase in autism, and she thinks it's tied to vaccination. What we're saying, and I say the argument to that is that kids have been autistic and they never knew what to call it, and it wasn't diagnosed. You know, and that what I'm saying is her data doesn't support what she's saying.
Right.
That's why people stop doing the vaccination, because there's a movement saying anti-vaccination
Right.
because it causes autism. And
So I don't
people
know if you've
wanna
ever
do it.
tried hot yoga, but I love it.
I've tried it and I almost died.
Oh my God, I did it all summer.
I
Lost
almost
20
died.
pounds. I
I
did. People talking about
almost
she almost
died.
threw up.
No, I almost died.
Oh God. These
I almost had to
I
go to the
love it.
ambulance
Like, it is the
to
best
take
thing
me
ever.
to take me to the hospital. Cause
This
girl,
lady tried to tell me
I
about it. So
almost
she was like,
died.
you shouldn't do that more than once a month and all this kind of stuff because your muscles get all stretched out. Blah, blah. Lady, sit down somewhere. Everybody gonna have something to say. Is you a yoga instructor?
It's just like with vaccination, everybody gonna have something to say.
Everybody
But
got
why?
something.
But look, and now you got the increase of measles and mumps and
Girl,
chicken
can
pox.
we get off of that?
But no, I'm saying, but that's what I'm saying. People
All right.
got something to say, and now it's increased.
Talk about
I
your
don't- I
finance, please. Here you go.
Oh, I got it, girl. I got
What
it.
you talking about?
Oh, what you know good.
Oh, you and this dang on Cash App card.
Yeah. So I went to Mexico on the cruise ship in December a few years ago, and it was my first time leaving the country. I didn't know what I was doing, y'all. I get there and
But you sure got on look, you went back to Mexico
oh
6
yeah,
months
and
later.
I knew what I was doing then. But I get on there and you know, my debit card, I didn't even tell my bank. They wouldn't even let me get no funds. I ain't know what in the world I was doing, but I went with a group of families, so they covered me. But so I was thinking, you know, I've said this before, you want to protect yourself when you go overseas or anything. So I really think prepaid cards are the best way to do it. It used to be travel checks. And so the Cash App is a wonderful way. So the next time I went 6 months later, I went back to Mexico.
You did?
This time I called my bank and said, I'm gonna be in Mexico. It's really gonna be me for this many days. And they made, so if I needed to use my card, and then I had money no, I actually had to use my debit card because I researched getting a prepaid card, but they charge you funds to use your money. I put $500 on that, and if I go to get cash, they're gonna charge me $1.50 fee.
On your prepaid?
Uh-huh.
But what about on your Cash App?
No, I didn't have Cash App then.
But do you know if there's a fee?
No, Cash App, no, there's no fee.
You drawing money off?
No, I've never withdrawn money off Cash App. But there's no fee. I'm saying, I didn't see where the only fee I see is that 25 cents if you wanna get it now.
Right.
But I'm just.
No, but if you go over a certain amount too, because like when you guys send me money now, I guess I've met my threshold. I want you to look at that because they automatically take a percentage off.
Oh, you
Like if you send me 20. No, but whatever it was, I guess I've been using it a lot. Girl, hush your mouth. All right, so educational piece, growth mindset. If you've never heard that, please take a look at that. And it is a tendency to believe you can grow. And I think that that's the biggest thing that you have to think about, like cultivating your thoughts and your efforts.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Oh my God.
what do you strive for? What do you see as success? You know, replacing the word failure with learning.
I
Like
thought you was talking about height. I just
Oh,
want
no,
you to
no,
go
no.
back to that.
It's education. So replace the word fail with height, with learning. So like instead of me saying I fail, says that, you know, I have a learning curve. Embracing imperfection. Use the word yet. I haven't gotten it yet instead of I'm not getting it. And then own your attitude about stuff. Learn from your mistakes. Like if you know you really have a bad attitude about something, own it. Like figure out what it is that's driving your attitude to be so negative about something, because that may push you out of the space of actually having a growth mindset. And so the reason why that is because growing up as young kids, it has shifted in with the kids that we're raising. And I need you to evaluate your own children and see, do they have a growth mindset? Are they, every time you talk to them, are they always getting really disappointed pretty quickly? Do they talk about their failures? Do they always say they can't do something? Like, what is it that they're saying and doing? And you have to help them change that. Because one thing about it, once you kind of move out of that growth mindset and you get really into I've hit my max, this is as much as I can do, I can't do more than that, then the failure to learn, they fail, to learn, and then while they're still in school trying to learn, they've shut the door to that. So where they could have the potential to learn more, they're not receiving that because they don't have a growth mindset. Like they've actually shut it off. So you can turn that faucet back on and it can flow just as freely, and it's gonna come from just how you speak to your kid. Like I said, just embracing their imperfections, having them use words not yet. Like sometimes when DJ will call me, my son will call me, he'll say something, I was like, wait, hold on now. And I would change it. And it's so funny how he was like, Mom, that's corny, blah, blah, blah. But I see him now saying certain things when I'm in his presence and he's talking to somebody else. So you would be surprised how that will, when they get into those times when they're by themselves and they really want to give up, your little voice will come to them. And because you've kind of fostered that growth mindset, they will start to actually overcome and they can grow and learn more. So I just want you to keep that thought in your mind, and we'll come back to that a little bit later, but having a growth mindset.
Well, you know what old people used to tell us? Don't say can't. You remember you used to tell you, don't say I can't do something. And that's what that means. Don't ever limit yourself into not being able to do something.
Well, and Minister Latham, one of our ministers, was preaching, and he said in his sermon, he told his boy, oh, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. He said, no, you can't teach a lazy dog new tricks.
Okay.
So,
I ain't gonna do nothing.
Right. All right. So let's talk about that's hot. That's not. That's hot. That's not.
Is it hot?
That's
or
hot.
is
That's
it
not.
Is it hot?
All right.
Or is it not?
So
She hot.
let's talk
Peach
about
is hot.
a man with a hole in his socks.
A man with a hole in his sock. Ain't got nothing to do with that. That's fine.
That's fine. Not. So then
Buy
just say
that
hot
man
or
some
not.
socks.
That's all. You
Buy
hot or not.
that
You
man some
you
socks.
can make your comment,
He
hot or not.
He hot. Buy
Oh,
him some
okay.
socks.
The back hug from behind.
Oh, I love it.
No.
I love it. When he come up behind you and you ain't expecting it, oh my
I
God.
like face to face.
No,
I don't like
Peaches
the
over
back.
there that got hot. I'm finna get the fan on
Give
her.
me the face to face. I like the face to face.
No, I'm saying that it's a surprise. He just come up behind you.
Now I can take that whole little come up behind you and do like a little butt tap or something like that. Yeah, that's
I'm
hot.
talking. He put his arms around you and kiss on that neck, not that forehead, Peaches.
Okay, all right. Taking your side no matter what.
It's hot in public. I don't give a
You
damn.
just say in public.
No, I'm just saying if he take your
'Cause
side
I'm
no
like,
matter
I'm
what.
gonna need them to get a,
No, I'm just saying if he take your
Yeah, and
side
Tons
no
be like, and
matter
then when we walk
what.
to the car, be like, well, you know, you was
Wrong.
wrong for that.
But you
right
had
there,
my
yeah.
back while we was in there.
And we,
you know.
we chapping it up. Like I remember one time we had to go in there for DJ because something was going down at the school, and Doja walked in like the runaway slave, and I was baby, we was tag teaming. So you're right. If we can do it for DJ, we can do it for each other.
Well, this happened to me, and it wasn't my man, but my brother. Me and my cousin was arguing about politics. My brother walked in the room. He said, "I agree with my sister." He didn't know what we was talking about.
Surprise.
But that's nice.
Surprise getaways. Grab a bag and go.
So I met this black couple on the beach this weekend, Natasha and Dwayne, and she said, and they're long distance, which only an hour away from each other.
But
And
they're
she-
not. Okay,
But he came up and told her, get a bag, we're going to the beach. And that was like, oh, that was nice.
y'all agreeing
That
over
was
there.
not nice. And I'm saying they don't live together, and they're not that far away, but and he's a nurse. And I'm going to say this, Natasha, I'm going to send you this podcast, but I'm going to tell you, girl, her man fine as hell. Me and Keisha was over there going, ooh, he look nice. Y'all, he's so dark skinned. I mean, black.
All right, so
with
dark
the
skin, hot or
beard.
not? Let's go.
Hot! Kofi Saropi? What?
Okay.
Break me
A
up.
good listener.
I like a man that, when I say a good listener, that means I talk and you know what I said.
Yeah, a mom's boy.
Hell no.
I
Not
think
at
that's
all.
hot.
Hell no.
Okay.
You married to Doja. Doja mama's boy.
He is a mama's
Oh
boy.
God.
But I'm gonna tell you one thing about it. That
Look,
joker,
Peaches is
listen,
bad, baby.
when a dude gonna make sure his mama straight, you straight.
No,
Ever,
no, and
ever,
I don't
ever.
see it. And actually,
Oh,
I
yeah.
took that wrong because I thought a mama's boy is his mama do everything for him.
No, a mama's boy, like him and his mom are cool.
No,
'Cause,
see,
mean,
I
just
thought it
think
was
about
like
age,
your
like,
mama still,
so-
you got your titty, your mama still got a titty in your mouth,
Yeah.
and you suckling.
That can be
That's a mama's
variation
boy.
of a
No,
mama's
I don't
boy.
like it.
Yeah. All right, forehead kisses.
No, Peaches.
Yeah.
Peaches say, yeah. That's what you give to your dog.
It is.
Oh, God.
Peaches said, yes, I look at you.
Forehead.
I wish I could see
I have to agree
Peaches.
with my homegirl
Peaches
with that one.
is
That
no-
could be kind of cute.
Well, yeah, they tag teaming
They
me.
can be
But
tag
if you
team.
see Peaches' face
That's
right
sad.
now, she is really loving this.
I think
forehead
just
kiss.
those little unexpected show of affection is. I think we
I
can
think-
group a lot of that in that.
I,
So like if
behind
you
my
kiss me,
ear, on my
look
cheek.
now, I will tell you about that one little spot though. Like it can
Oh.
be, we can be getting it in,
Listen,
or
boo.
we
Hold
can
on,
be
let me talk
standing
to my
somewhere,
boo.
but you
Hold
grab
on,
that
let me
one
talk to
spot,
my-
baby, it is over.
Let me tell my boo. Boo.
You hear me?
Boo.
It
If you
is
kiss me
over.
on my forehead, I would break up with you.
Shut up.
Go
No,
ahead.
she won't.
Okay. All right. So Meghan Markle's half sister reportedly clashed with security as she turned up at Kensington Palace to see the royal pictures, royal family.
Mhm.
It says Samantha Markle arrived uninvited at the home that the Duchess of Sussex shares with Prince Harry, then being turned away by security. You got to know the lay of the land, boo.
White people crazy.
But you gotta, this ain't no pop-up. We ain't living, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lay of the land. She decided to marry into a family that has rules, and you just, that ain't what they do.
Now hold on, Keisha, because I'm gonna go further. You done dogged her out on social media.
Yeah.
You have dogged her out in front of the press. You have showed your ass, and you think you come to my house uninvited?
I mean,
You don't get to
sisters-
come
sisters-
uninvited.
Siblings do crazy stuff all the
No,
time.
but
so
they
I'm not
wouldn't
tripping
even.
about
They
that.
didn't even grow up together. Y'all didn't even grow up together. So it ain't even like brother sister. No,
No.
this is a person y'all share blood with. Say it like it is. And then you gonna come uninvited. You wouldn't even invite to the wedding. How you think you invited to my house?
Well, I didn't know about all of that, but yeah.
It's the truth.
I mean, because there are some people that you grew up with in the same house or that are siblings, whatever, where they're not close at all. You know what I'm saying? And then they're, you know, you got friends and other people you way closer to.
They
than
share
your
the
family,
same
so.
daddy. That's all they do.
Right.
And my thing is, she's a half sister that share the same daddy, but you gonna show up to my house uninvited. You disrespectful. You think you entitled to my life? No.
No, you're not. All right. Well, with that being said, from the outhouse.
To the penthouse, we out. Two different point of views
No.
with the same name. You wanna come
You
in?
gotta stop the light.
Keisha, we live. And
No, y'all
Keisha on YouTube. Keisha and Keisha.
Peaches say, no, y'all ain't.
Peaches, you want
come
to
on
get
up.
on here?
Oh, no, Peaches can't come over here. She
What?
got on some pajamas. Peaches need to, y'all need to tell
We
Peaches.
might get
we're
all
gonna
them
put Peaches
views.
on that next week.
Peaches
She
finna
get
show
her
y'all her
clothes.
PJs. We gonna get
She
us
need
some
to-
views.
yeah, come on,
We about
shake
to
it.
jump.
Give
We
her
about
some
to
down.
Yeah.
we about to
Ow.
blow up.
Give it to us, Peach. Ow.
2 different point of views.
Come on,
with
Peach,
the
the
same
same name. What the name is?
Keisha
And Keisha.
Keisha and Keisha.
Keisha.
Y'all stupid.
We still alive.
Whoa.
Hold on. I don't know how to get out.
Oh, my Lord. Tap the screen, Nut.
I did tap it. I'm not trying to find the button.